and she left three letters behind. One blaming the prank call for her death, another outlining her funeral wishes, and a third criticizing her employer for the way they handled this incident. Nurse Jacinda was so overwhelmed and so overwrought with guilt that she had somehow helped in divulging this information that she ended her life. A week after her death, her body was flown back to India where she was buried next to all her family members. As you can imagine, while this family was reeling under unimaginable grief brought on by the sudden death of Jacinda, a blame game had truly begun. The minute this happened, everyone scrambled to point fingers at each other. Mel and Christian, the two radio presenters, pointed fingers at their radio station and their legal team and the managers who had approved this prank audio to be broadcasted to the world. The radio station Today FN placed the blame not on themselves but on the King Edward's Hospital, saying that they had tried contacting the hospital several times, but the hospital never responded, and that's why they released the phone call anyway. So let's look at what was happening inside the hospital immediately after the phone call was received. The King Edward's Hospital, the chief executive is John Lofthouse, at least he was the chief executive back then. He wrote to the family saying that Jacinda was told several times by senior managers that no blame would be attached to her, that there was no disciplinary issue whatsoever, and they had assured her that they believed that she too was the victim of a cruel trick. The hospital manager went on to say that Jacinda was offered three options. Number one, she was offered time off. Number two, she was offered counseling. Number three, she also had the option of going home. According to the hospital, Jacinda chose to keep working. When an inquest was held into this later on, the emails that Jacinda had written to her colleagues just before her death were released. And in one of those emails, where she was blaming herself, she writes, quote, "It's all my fault. I am feeling very bad," unquote. This email or any other email has not been disclosed in the inquest for the public, at least I couldn't find it. And we have to remember that she's not the one who actually disclosed any of the details. It was the fact that she had handed over the phone to Carmela, and then Carmela is the one who disclosed all the details. In one of the three handwritten notes that was found after her death, there is one which criticizes the hospital staff and the senior staff on how they handled things. And the contents, unfortunately, of any of those letters is not known to me. I researched it as much as possible. If you somehow have it and you can give me a link to it, that would be wonderful. Please do that in the comments below. So, the evidence that was heard in the inquest basically said that it indicated that the fact that after recording this phone call, the radio presenters and the legal team from the Australian were placing so many calls that it put Jacinda, unfortunately, into even more stress, and that led to her death. No blame was placed on Jacinda or Carmela by Buckingham Palace.